Greetings, my Kardec radio friends, from the voice of Allan Kardec.
And welcome from the voice of the spirits.
We are here today to take you on another audio journey through the Spirits book by Allan Kardec. Today's audio journey is a continuation of last week's The Choice of Trials, covering questions 263 to 266.
Enjoy.
Question 263. Do spirits make their choice immediately after death?
No, because many of them believe in eternal punishment. And as we have already told you, this in itself is a punishment.
Question 264. What guides a spirit in choosing the trials it wants to bear?
It chooses what may serve as an expiation according to the nature of its wrongs and whatever might enable it to evolve more quickly. Some spirits may impose a life of poverty and hardship on themselves in order to try to bear it with courage. Others may wish to experience the temptations of fortune and power, which are much more dangerous than poverty because of the abuse and ill use that may be made of them, and because of the base passions they encourage. Still others may desire to be tested in the struggles they will have to bear in the contact with various vices.
Question 265. If some spirits choose contact with vice as a trial, are there others who choose it out of affinity and the desire to live in surroundings that cater to their taste, or where they may give free rein to their materialistic tendencies?
Of course they are, but only among those whose moral sense is still underdeveloped. The trial derives from this, and they must endure it for a longer time. Sooner or later, they will understand that satisfying their crude passions has deplorable consequences, which they will have to endure for a period that will seem like an eternity. God may leave them in this state until they have understood their wrongs and they ask for the means of redeeming them through profitable trials.
Question 266. Wouldn't it be natural for a spirit to choose the least painful trials possible?
For you, yes. For the spirit, no. Once it has freed itself from matter, illusion disappears and it thinks differently.
Author's remarks for question 266. Human beings subjected to the influence of carnal ideas on earth only see the painful side of their trials. That is why it seems logical that they would choose those which, from their own point of view, may coexist with material pleasures. However, in the spirit life, they compare such crude and fleeting pleasures with the unchangeable happiness of which they get a glimpse. Then, of what importance are a few temporary hardships? A spirit may therefore choose the hardest trial and consequently the most painful existence, hoping to arrive at a better state more quickly, just as a patient often chooses the nastiest medicine in order to be healed more quickly. Explorers who aspire to having their name linked to the discovery of an unknown country do not choose a course covered with flowers. They know the dangers they will have to face, but they also know the glory awaiting them if they succeed. The doctrine of the freedom to choose our lives and the trials we must undergo ceases to seem unusual when we consider the fact that when spirits are disengaged from matter, they judge things differently than we do. They foresee the gold, and that gold seems far more important than the fleeting pleasures of the world. After each existence, they see the steps they have already taken, and they understand what they yet lack in purity to reach the gold. That is the reason why they willingly submit to all the vicissitudes of corporeal life, even requesting the ones that will help them arrive more quickly. Therefore, it should not be surprising to us that a spirit does not prefer a softer life. In its state of imperfection, it cannot enjoy life without suffering. It can get only a glimpse of the gold, and it is for reaching it that it seeks to improve itself. Do we not see similar examples every day? Do individuals who work part of their life without rest or respite in order to accumulate what is necessary for their well-being perform a self-imposed task with a view to a better future? Do not soldiers who volunteer for a perilous mission or explorers who confront dangers no less formidable in the interest of science or their own fortune willingly submit themselves to trials that will bring them honor and profit if they overcome them? What will people not submit or expose themselves to for their own gain or glory? Are not all competitive examinations voluntary trials for improving in a chosen career? No one arrives at a highly important social position in the sciences, arts, or industry without going through a series of lower positions, which in themselves are other types of trials. Human life is thus a copy of the spirit life. We find incidents of the latter in the former, only on a smaller scale. If during our time on earth we often choose the most difficult trials with a view to evolving further, why would a spirit who sees even further down the road and for whom earthly life is only a fleeting incident not choose a painful and laborious existence if it will lead it towards eternal happiness? Those who say that if they could choose their existence, they would ask to be princes or millionaires are like the nearsighted who cannot see what they touch. They are like gluttonous children who, when asked what they want to be when they grow up, answer a cake baker or candy maker. Likewise, hikers in the depths of a fog-obscured valley see neither the length nor the breadth of their path, but upon reaching the top of the mountain, they behold the path they have traveled and how far they still must travel, and the obstacles that they must still overcome. Hence they choose the surest means to reach their goal. Incarnate spirits are like hikers in the depths of the valley. When freed of earthly ties, it is as though they have reached the top of the mountain. For the hiker, the goal is rest after a wearious trek. For the spirit, it is supreme happiness after its trials and tribulations. All spirits say that in the errant state they search, study, and observe in order to make their choices. Do we not have an example of this in the corporeal life? Do we not often spend years searching for a career, which we end up choosing because we think it to be the most suitable for our goals? If we fail at that one, we seek another. Each career we embrace is a phase, a period of our life. Do we not spend each day choosing what we will do tomorrow? So what are its different corporeal lives to a spirit except phases, periods, and days of its spirit life, which, as we know, is the normal one? The corporeal life is nothing more than transitory and temporary.